Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, I'm Ari the Mystic and I'm a local tarot reader on YouTube here. In today's reading, we're going to be doing a pick a card on what is your Mercury retrograde going to be like. So we have 3 piles today. In a second, I'm going to pick them up. Just take a second, pick a pile, and then when you're ready, you can go down below to the time link and go straight to your video. Alright, so here are the 3 piles. This is group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. Feel free to pause the video, take a moment, decide which group you would like to watch, and then go down to the description box for your timestamp. Alright, so hi group number 1. The card you chose was square / semi-square. I always have trouble saying this word. Quincunx. And it's tension. So you see the 2 birds colliding with each other. And it's like you see the tension just coming off of them. So like this Mercury retrograde, I feel like you're definitely going to be butting heads with someone, but it's with someone that's like just like you, like they act just the same way that you act, like, and that's why you're butting heads with them, because it's annoying to you the fact that they act just the way that you do. And I get that completely, because that happens to me a lot in life. I'll meet people who act just like this. Act just like this. Might even be like the pile for me, because I'll meet people who act just like me and it irritates me just a little bit, but it's like you can't really be mad because you're seeing, it's like a mirror reflection. I have a lot of Geminis who watch my channel, or like Gemini placements who watch my channel, because every time I do a pick a card reading, there's like it's always, there's 2 sides of you, there's 2 sides to this person. So I definitely feel like there's a lot of Geminis who watch. But let's see what your retrograde is going to be like. Okay, so we have the Fool, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Moon. Let me switch the angle and show you guys. Alright, so underneath the square, underneath the square, semi-square, we have the Fool, Knight of Pentacles, and the Moon. So I feel like for some of you guys, you're wanting to start like either a new hobby, a new business, or even there's someone that you want to make peace with, because you see the white flower here, that's representative of peace. And you're very focused on trying to make peace with this person, and you want to just like start a new adventure and have fun. And it's like you have everything wrapped up into this, but you don't realize like you're walking towards a cliff. Like it's really like you feel like it's something that you have to do, but it's like it's almost like you feel like you have to fail in a way. And it's like, you know that this is not going to be a good thing, and you have all these warning signs telling you like maybe you should take more caution. Like okay, so maybe you're starting something new, and you're not taking the time to establish it the correct way. You're rushing into things. You're really like rushing into things, and people are warning you. They're like, slow down, slow down, slow down. Take your time. Think about it first. Someone's telling you to think about it first, and that's upsetting you. Because you're normally a very logical person, but with this new venture, this new business, whatever, this new thing that you've been thinking about starting, you're not using your logic with it at all. And you might be butting heads with your business partner. Yeah, your business partner, they might have like the same moon placement as you, or like they have similar placements to you. They act just like you, and like you guys get along, but you also butt heads. Because we have this Knight of Pentacles here. So I feel like they want to take a very slow approach to it, and like they're thinking about all the finances and just trying to do it very by the book, and you're wanting to do it in a very like just go with the flow. I'm positive whatever is for me, like it's gonna be all right. And they're saying like just slow down for a minute. And it's like you guys are having tension about that because you don't know what it's gonna end up like. Neither of you know the outcome of this. Neither of you know the outcome of this, and it's something you both want to go through, but you're both confused, and that confusion is going to bring arguments. Because with retrograde, there's communication issues, technology issues, like things just go awry, people pop up, So it's like all that's going on for both of you. Yeah, you both have people coming up. This might be a love reading. Because it's like you both have people coming up trying to talk to you, and you both feel like the other has someone coming up trying to talk to them too. And so it's like there's a lot of confusion going on, and it's like there's not really anything to worry about. But since it's the retrograde, you guys are having communication issues, and you can't express yourselves and communicate like normally, like you would. And whoever this person that's represented by the Fool card, they're trying to like I feel like that's the person that's watching this video. You're trying to like make peace with things and just like not really get to the root of the issue all the way completely. Let's see. Let's get a clarifier for the Moon card, because I feel like that's the issue. All right, we have the Four of Cups. Okay. And this one was, these two were flipped over. So, Four of Cups, the Chariot, and the Star in reverse. I feel like you two might have recently gotten into an argument. And it's a similar argument. This is a recurring argument. And one person is just being very stubborn. They're They're not wanting to move on from this argument almost. And it's like, you may also be a Cancer or have some Cancer placements. But, or, yeah. And it's like you're willing to do the work to work through it. But the other person with the star in reverse, it's like the healing, they're not ready to go through it. They're resistant to go through it. Sometimes when you have mental illness or you have depression, things like that, you almost you get into this place where it's like being sad is comfortable. So I feel like that's what's happening for this person. They're very comfortable in their sadness. And they're slow moving with their offers towards you. And this retrograde is bringing up like a trigger for them or a past trauma that's making it it's making it hard to move past. It's making it hard to talk about. It's almost like they have like a wall up. Nothing is satisfying them. They know that there's a challenge that they're supposed to get through. You know there's this challenge you're supposed to get through, and this might be the thing that you guys are working on together, whether you're working on a relationship or you're working on a business. This is something you guys are working on together, and they're not pulling their half because of this thing, this trauma that they have. Let's see. Let's see if we can get maybe some placements. Another one. And be it for you guys. Let's see. Saturn, structure. Yeah, there's I don't know. I feel like one of you is a rule bender, one of you is a rule follower. You just but at the same time, it's like you guys mirror each other. So we have Vesta, Earth, and then we have Perception, Moon. Ooh. In the reverse. 2 moons. There's definitely something going on here that you do not know about. There's definitely something going on here that you do not know about. We have the moon in reverse, perception. And since you don't know about this thing, it's making your perception confused. It's just you want to provide a structure and a solid foundation for this person, or you want to provide structure and a solid foundation for your business, but there's something being hidden from you right now. When I'm recording this right now, it is a new moon, I don't know what phase of the moon it'll be when you're watching it, but a new moon is a good time to release things that no longer serve you. Be careful with this, because if it's something that you still want and you're like manifesting it to be released during the new moon, just believe it's not going to be there any longer unless you put your intentions towards it. So be careful with that. But there's just something, yeah, I just feel like there's like a deep, I feel like it's honestly, there's nothing bad that this person's hiding from you. It's just like, it's very personal to them. It's like it's a deep trauma to them, and it's almost like it's kind of the key to them. It's the key to why they get into those moods and why they act like that, but they don't feel safe enough to show it. And they could with time. They definitely could with time. But it's like right now, they're just not, they're not ready. That's why they want to move slowly, because they need time to adjust. You can adapt to things like that, but they cannot. And that is a way that you differ. And that's why you're having the square, because a square is like, it's one of the hardest aspects, because it's like there's two opposing parts and they're just butting heads. Whereas like triangles are like natural connections, things flow. In a square, like, even though there might be other things that pull you together, that is what causes like most of your arguments and things. So I don't know, with this retrograde, I would say just like practice patience and kindness, you know. Even when this person is frustrating you because they have this wall up, they're not opening up, they don't want to show themselves to you, just be patient, because they will in time when you've made them feel safe. All right, and that's all I have for you guys, group number 1. So I'll see you next time. All right, hello, group number 2. The card that you chose was 4th house, home. This has this very beautiful window with this intricate design on it. So let's see what your Mercury retrograde is going to be like. These cards just fell out of my hand. And on the top of the two kind of split piles, we have the 8 of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. So right away, I feel like you guys, this Mercury retrograde, it's really eating you up inside. I feel like you want to leave your hometown or your childhood home, or you're wanting to leave your home to go to a new place, to start a marriage, or there's just something with you're unsure if leaving somewhere is the right thing for you. But I will tell you this, if you do leave this place, things are going to change for you. Absolutely, like completely, like. Let's see what that's thinking. Where is group number 2 thinking about leaving? And what's holding them back? You guys have been waiting for this one, I can tell. What? Okay, so again, we have the Chariot and the Moon. Let's see what else. Oh, we have the Six of Swords in reverse. Here you go. Sun reverse. Okay, so we have the Chariot, the Moon, the Six of Swords in reverse, and we have the Sun in reverse. So group number 2, I feel like for you, this Mercury retrograde, you're really wanting to like either like leave a marriage or leave a relationship, or maybe even like a job. There's a situation that you're wanting to get away from, but you don't know if you're strong enough to get away from it. And it's like you want to move on to better things. You want to move on to calmer waters, but it's like you don't know if you're up for the challenge. Yeah, you really don't know if you're up for the challenge. And with the Sun and reverse here, I feel like your creativity is suffering. Or I just feel like maybe you're seeing the world in a more skeptical way, like a more critical way. You're not seeing it how you did when you were a child. Maybe you're not looking at things with rose-colored glasses anymore. Or you might have used to really use the law of attraction, and like maybe it stopped working for you, or something somewhere that you used to be is no longer working for you. Yeah, with the Five of Wands, it's like you feel like you have competition where you're at. Like you're constantly like, I don't know. Yeah, the Queen of Wands in reverse, you feel like your imagination is being stifled, like you have to fight for a space. You're not networking like you used to be. You're not being flirtatious like you used to be. You're not like, you don't feel how you used to feel. You don't feel like yourself. And that's why you want to leave the situation. But because you don't feel like yourself, like you don't feel like how you normally feel, you don't have the confidence to say, I can do this. Like, and that's not true. That's not true at all. You can do anything you put your mind to, honestly. And you should never stay in a situation that's making you feel like this. Like, it's draining you almost. You feel like you're constantly just like you're just constantly having to argue for a space, like argue to be seen. And this might be like, you might live with your parents and you feel like you're constantly like arguing for your independence, your freedom, like you can't do the things that you really want to do because you live with your parents, because rent is so high. And it's like you're just feeling a little trapped in a way. You're like, I don't know how I'm going to get through this, but I know that I can no longer do this. I feel like that's where you are at this retrograde. Let's see. I'm gonna pull some astral oracle cards and see what else we have for you. I don't know why that Michael Jackson song, Another Part of Me, is playing in my head right now, but yeah, just so we have these cards hit the floor. So we have Midheaven, Pinnacle. We have 8th House, Mystery. Okay. All right, we have Pluto in reverse, rebirth. And then we have Neptune in reverse, vision. This, whatever you're having to leave, you gotta do it. I'm telling you right now. You have to do it. This is something that was meant to happen. And I feel like it's with your career or something, like your public sense of self. You might be someone who's in the public eye a lot. You might do social media. You might be an influencer, something like that. With this midheaven and with all the wands, you might be like a fire sign. I feel like even though you spent, I think you're wanting to take some time away from the public. You might be wanting to do a social media cleanse or something like that, because there's just something with this 8th house mystery. It's like almost like you're putting on a front to the world, because like 8th house deals with like secrets, things you don't necessarily want to share, and it's like there's just this side of you, like even though in the public you seem very happy, bright, chipper, there's a side of you that's very like, I don't want to say dark, because a lot of people associate dark with bad. I don't think that's necessarily true, but there's just like, yeah, I can't think of a better word, but dark, like, and it's like a beautiful side of you. Like you have this pain that you don't want to show, and you try to create beauty out of it. Like with the flowers, you try to like do the best with what you were given. With the situation, with the things that happened to you in the past, because retrograde it brings up things of the past. It really does. Like it brings up exes, it brings up old trauma. That's just part of the season. And I feel like for you, your past, you really try to like transform that negative energy into something positive. And with the Pluto and Neptune, Pluto rebirth in reverse and Neptune vision in reverse, I feel like this is something that you have been thinking about for a long time, okay? And things are going to change completely for you. Like you're going to go through a whole new rebirth of self. Like I feel like you're most likely you're gonna heal through this trauma. Like even though you integrate it into your life and you make it beautiful, you might get like tattoos relating to this trauma. But you haven't really healed from it completely. But I feel like once you leave this place, and I feel like you know that too, like once you leave this place, that's what's going to start the Viva la Revolution for you. Like you're gonna get your groove back. You're just gonna feel better. Like, and it's major. It's something. Have you ever like felt like you can feel a major life change coming on and you just don't know what it is just yet? I feel like that's what it is for you. Like you feel like it's on the tip of your tongue, and You just don't know what it is yet, and you're not supposed to know what it is yet. You're not supposed to know the outcome, because if you knew the outcome, you wouldn't work as hard to get there. If you knew how good it was going to be, you wouldn't put in the work that it takes to get there. You wouldn't learn all the things that you needed to learn before you got there. And yeah, back to this tarot and the moon. You feel like there's something that you have to go through. Like there's something that you have to overcome. There's some challenge that you have to overcome. You don't know what it is just yet, but you know it starts with leaving this place. You guys have a very strong will, group number 2. You have a very strong will. You have a way, you have a charm about you. So use that. Don't forget that about yourself. Use it to your advantage, even though people try to compete with you, because like a lot of people live in a lack mindset. They don't realize that there is enough abundance for everybody. So you don't really have to compete, because like, I don't know. There's just like, and I feel like that's where like gatekeeping comes from, all those sorts of things. So you might be around people like that, and maybe you're wanting to get away from those people, or yeah. But you guys, yeah, you're very strong. You have a good presence in the world. Like people almost look up to you in a way. So, and that's only gonna get better with time. So like this retrograde, it's gonna feel tough because all these feelings are gonna come up for you, and it's gonna be a little dark. It's gonna be. And it really might be something to do with like your childhood trauma at home. And that is like, it's tough to deal with for sure. So like, I'm sending you my best wishes this retrograde, but you're gonna come out of it stronger. It doesn't kill you, makes you stronger. I used to really hate that saying. I did, but no, I agree with it. I think it's 100% true. You learn from everything you go through, even no matter how much it sucks, because it does suck sometimes. But that's all that I have for you. Hello, group number 3. Welcome back. So the card that you chose today was the Ascendant Entrance. So with this Mercury Retrograde, I feel like you are opening up to a new side of yourself. I don't know why I feel like you might have some Sagittarius placements, or like the Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, but you're opening up. You're trying to explore new sides of yourself, and I love that for you. You might like drawing clouds, or you might always have like your head in clouds. You might always like be thinking about things, like you're a daydreamer. You you get lost in your thoughts. Yeah, the Hanged Man, like you spend literally so much time just thinking about stuff. Like you are always in your freaking head. But you enjoy it. It's fun for you. You like to learn about things, and you feel like the more you ponder on something, the more you learn about it. I don't know, you might need to look into being a philosopher, because they do this thing called, I used to have this philosophy professor, and he said he used to do, I think it's called like astrogazing, and sorry, I'm laughing because as I said that, I got the 2 of Wands, and it's like, yeah, and I have the 6 of Cups as well. So I feel like this this retrograde, what you are thinking on, you're thinking on like, you're thinking of ways that you can help people from your past, and also ways that you can grow and expand into your own new person that nobody knows. Like I don't know. Like you might also like crack a lot of jokes. You're a funny person, but you do overthink a lot. Like you overthink things way too much. I feel like you have younger siblings. You might be thinking about ways that you can help your siblings, or just ways that you can help your family, but also still express yourself and enter this new part of yourself. Let's see what else we've got for you. Group number 3. The sun. Yeah, I feel like you're just like, you're a fun person to be around. I feel like you have an energy that's very magnetic. Like your smile brightens up the room. I just heard, I know you guys are not like fans of One Direction probably, but you know, like that song, What Makes You Beautiful? I just heard it like, baby, you light up my world like nobody else. So yeah, you're just like, when you walk into a room, like you're the life of the party. You make everyone feel good. You're happy. They're happy. But I did just pull a 5 Pentacles under the sun. So let's see. Can I get a clarifier for this 5 Pentacles? Okay. So we have 4 Wands in reverse and the Page of Wands. So with this retrograde, I feel like you had financial plans for a wedding, or yeah, you're going through a tough time financially. And I feel like you've met someone and you want to be with them and you want to spend more time with them, and what's got you up thinking late at night is you're like, okay, I found this person, I may even want to marry them, but I feel like you are going through a tough time right now, and like you're looking for the best way to use your charisma. Like you're exploring, you might even be thinking about moving to a new city, a new country. You're thinking about moving to improve your living situation financially. And you're trying to find the best way to do that. This retrograde. Can we get a clarifier for the Page of Wands? Okay, I'll take these 2. So, okay. We have the Queen of Cups, the 9 of Swords, and the World. So I feel like this Mercury retrograde, you are thinking a lot about someone that you knew in the past. You may have had a relationship with them in the past, or like you had a friendship with them in the past. And you started going through a tough time while you were friends with them or while you were in a relationship with them, and you kind of took that relationship for granted almost. You thought they weren't there for you in ways that they should have been there for you, or you just thought that like it wasn't your ideal. It wasn't something, it seemed perfect but too perfect. Like something about it was just off. And so now you're up thinking about this. Like this is heavy on your mind. Like you felt like this person was very nurturing, they were very emotional. And you might not be used to it. Like I feel like this is like, I don't know. There's definitely a lot of fire in here. So if you are a fire sign, I feel like you're very flirtatious. Like you like to move on to the next thing. You're like, I'm smart. I like, you really might be a Sagittarius. So. You're like, I'm smart. I can do all these things. I just want to move on to the next person to see what I can learn from that relationship with them. And then move on to the next person to see what I can learn from that relationship with them. But there is this one person, this Queen of Cups, that you moved on from that's just like, you think about them. You fumbled the bag. That's not funny. You fumbled the bag a little bit and you're up thinking about it. You're like, dang, I really messed this up. You're like, do I have another chance? You're wondering if there's a cycle that'll come back around where you two can be together. You feel like you've ended this cycle of wanting to move on from person to person, and now you're wanting to settle down with this person that you used to daydream about marrying. But with this 5 of Wands and the Moon, you feel like they might have moved on to someone else. You don't know if you have competition. Yeah, you don't know if you have competition. Oh, let's find out. I'm not gonna leave you hanging. Let's find out if group number 3 does have competition. Do they have a chance? Yeah, I feel like you're just up at night. You're like, you're like, oh, if only. Yeah, Ace of Swords. You want to send them a message. You want to send them a message and see how it would go. Like, I feel like you really like, you type a text message to this person and then you just erase it because you're just nervous that they're not gonna put up with your shit anymore. Yeah, the King of Cups and the Page of Swords, you feel like you've finally grown to where you can be like a true counterpart for this person, but it's almost like you're scared that you're saying too little too late. And I feel like it is a little bit too little too late. I hate to say that to you guys, but that's just how the energy feels. And I'm a little bit of a hopeless romantic myself. I'm a big believer that like if someone's meant to be with you, you will be with that person, no matter if it's right now, if it's 10 years from now, But if you're not, then it was a lesson, and you just have to accept it as a lesson. And I can't say that like this person will ever come around, because like with this World card, I feel like you have cycles with this person. They might even be like your twin flame, almost. Like I feel like you guys do go through cycles of the runner, chaser kind of thing. And right now, you're just like, it's a time for separation. And you're really reminiscing. This retrograde is going to be really hard for you because you're going to be reminiscing a lot on this. You're going to be reminiscing on this and just thinking about, the good times you had, because now you're not doing so good. You are not doing so good, and you miss them. You really do. But things will get better with time. Time heals all wounds, I would have to say. But yeah, that is what your retrograde is gonna be like. Group number 3, you're gonna be, and retrograde sucks because it's like it brings up things to the past, and it's like you can't help but to think on them, and technology starts going bad, and it's just like it's a tough time. But you're gonna come out of it stronger. Okay, group number 3. That's all that I have for you guys, and I will see you next time.